Imagine hitting the open road, where every mile takes you deeper into adventure, every turn unveils breathtaking landscapes, and every destination leaves a mark on your soul. From coastal highways to rugged mountain passes, these 8 epic road trips will change the way you see the world, and maybe even yourself. Ready to start the journey? Let's go. The Pacific Coast Highway, USA. Alright, picture this. You're gripping the wheel, windows down, the salty breeze rushing in as the sun starts to dip into the Pacific. This is California's Pacific Coast Highway, a dreamlike stretch of road that takes you through some of the most breathtaking coastal scenery in the world. Starting in San Francisco, you snake your way down the legendary Highway 1, where every turn reveals another postcard-perfect view. Towering cliffs drop into the churning ocean below, redwoods stretch toward the sky, and charming seaside towns invite you to slow down and soak in the magic. Ever heard of Big Sur? It's more than just a place, it's a feeling. The winding roads here make you feel like you're floating between the mountains and the sea. Bixby Bridge, one of the most photographed spots in the world, stands like a gateway to adventure. Pull over, take a deep breath, and just exist in the moment. Further down, you hit San Simeon, home to the extravagant Hearst Castle, where old Hollywood royalty once partied like there was no tomorrow. Then there's Morro Bay, where the iconic Morro Rock rises from the ocean like something out of a dream. By the time you roll into Los Angeles, you've not just taken a road trip, you've had a soul-shaking experience. It's not just about the destinations, it's about the feeling of being on the open road, chasing the sunset, and leaving your worries in the rearview mirror. The Great Ocean Road, Australia. Imagine this, you're cruising along a road where every mile feels like a scene from a movie. To your left, the wild southern ocean stretches endlessly. To your right, lush rainforests and rolling green hills whisper adventure. This is Australia's Great Ocean Road, one of the most breathtaking coastal drives on Earth. Starting in Torquay, the surf capital of Australia, you'll feel the energy of the waves crashing against the golden beaches. If you're up for it, grab a board and ride the legendary waves of Bells Beach, where surf culture runs deep. But the real magic begins as you wind along the rugged cliffs of Victoria's coastline. Every twist and turn opens up to jaw-dropping views, making it impossible to keep your eyes on the road. Lorne, a charming seaside town, invites you to stop for a coffee and soak in the relaxed coastal vibes. Then comes the showstopper, the 12 Apostles. These towering limestone stacks rise from the ocean like ancient sentinels, standing defiant against time and tide. Sunset here? Absolutely surreal. The golden light kissing the waves, the shadows stretching across the sand. It's a moment you'll never forget. Keep driving and you'll stumble upon Lockhart Gorge, a place steeped in shipwreck history, and the mysterious Gibson Steps, where you can walk right down to the beach and feel the sheer power of the ocean. By the time you reach Warrnambool, you'll realize this isn't just a road trip, it's a journey through nature, history, and pure, unfiltered beauty. The Wild Atlantic Way, Ireland. Alright, picture this. You're driving along a road where the ocean crashes against jagged cliffs, mist rolls over ancient castles, and every turn feels like stepping into a Celtic legend. This is the Wild Atlantic Way, Ireland's most breathtaking coastal drive. It's not just a road trip, it's an adventure through time, nature, and raw, untamed beauty. Starting in County Donegal, the northernmost point of the route, you're greeted by towering sea cliffs, rugged landscapes, and the kind of solitude that makes you feel like you've reached the edge of the world. The Slieve League Cliffs, standing even taller than the cliffs of Moher, are a jaw-dropping introduction to what's ahead. As you follow the road south, you'll pass through charming fishing villages where the locals will greet you with warmth and a story or two. Then comes a chill island, a place where golden beaches meet towering mountains, and the silence is only broken by the whisper of the wind. Next up, Galway, a city bursting with life music and energy. Grab a pint in a lively pub, listen to some traditional Irish folk music and lose yourself in the magic of the cobbled streets. But don't get too comfortable, the best part is still ahead. The cliffs of Moher, yes, they live up to the hype. Standing on the edge watching the waves crash below, you'll feel like you're part of something bigger. And if you time it right, sunset here is nothing short of legendary. By the time you reach County Cork where the journey ends, you'll realize something. You haven't just driven along a road, you've traveled through centuries of history, nature, and the kind of beauty that stays with you forever. The Garden Route, South Africa. Alright, imagine this. You're cruising down a road where emerald forests meet golden beaches, mountains touch the sky, and the ocean roars against dramatic cliffs. This is South Africa's Garden Route, a road trip so breathtaking it feels like stepping into a dream. Starting in Mossel Bay, you can already feel the magic of the journey ahead. The air smells like salt and adventure, and the ocean sparkles under the African sun. But this is just the beginning. What's coming next will blow your mind. As you weave through the lush landscapes, you'll pass Wilderness National Park, where the road is flanked by towering trees and serene lagoons. Take a moment, step out of the car, and breathe in the fresh air. This place is pure tranquility. Then comes Knysna, the heart of the garden route. This charming town is famous for its Knysna heads, two massive cliffs guarding the entrance to a turquoise lagoon. Stop for fresh oysters, take a boat ride, and just exist in the moment, because this is what road trips are all about. Further along, you'll hit Plettenberg Bay, where golden beaches stretch for miles and dolphins play in the waves. But if you're craving adrenaline, the Bluekrans Bridge awaits. Ever wanted to bungee jump from the highest bridge jump in the world? This is your chance. And then there's Tsitsikamma National Park, a place where nature goes full throttle. Hike the famous Storms River Suspension Bridge, paddle through hidden caves, and let the untamed beauty of Africa sink into your soul. By the time you reach Port Elizabeth, you'll realize something. You haven't just driven through a landscape, you've experienced one of the most beautiful places on Earth. The Ring Road, Iceland. Now, imagine this. You're driving through a landscape that looks like it belongs on another planet. One moment you're surrounded by endless lava fields. The next, you're staring at a thundering waterfall, a glacier-topped volcano, or a black sand beach stretching into infinity. Welcome to Iceland's Ring Road, an 828-mile loop that takes you through some of the most surreal landscapes on Earth. Starting in Reykjavik, the adventure kicks off immediately. But as you leave the city behind, the real magic begins. First stop, Seljalandsfoss, a waterfall so epic you can walk behind it. Feel the mist on your face as you step through the curtain of water. Trust me, it's unforgettable. A little further down the road you'll hit Skogafoss, one of Iceland's most famous waterfalls. Climb to the top for a view that will leave you speechless. And then, it's time for Reynisfjara, the world-famous black sand beach where the waves crash against towering basalt columns. It's beautiful, eerie, and unlike anything you've ever seen. As you continue, the landscapes get even wilder. In Vatnajökull National Park, you'll witness glaciers so massive they seem endless. Take a boat tour through Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon, where icebergs float like sculptures in a frozen gallery. Further north you'll reach Lake Mývatn, a geothermal wonderland with bubbling mud pools and steaming vents. And don't forget Dettifoss, Europe's most powerful waterfall. It's so intense you can feel the ground tremble beneath your feet. By the time you complete the loop and return to Reykjavik, you'll realize you haven't just taken a road trip, you've journeyed through a living, breathing masterpiece. The Silk Road, Central Asia. Now imagine this, you're driving along a road that has witnessed centuries of trade, adventure, and mystery. A road where merchants once carried silk, spices, and stories across empires. This is the Silk Road, an ancient route stretching from China to Turkey, passing through some of the most breathtaking landscapes and historic cities on Earth. Your journey begins in Xi'an, China, where the echoes of the past whisper through the towering city walls. This was the starting point of the Silk Road, where traders once gathered before setting off into the unknown. Before you leave, visit the Terracotta Army, thousands of life-sized warriors, frozen in time, guarding an emperor's tomb. As you drive west, the landscape shifts. You enter the deserts of Uzbekistan, where the cities of Samarkand and Bukhara rise like mirages. Their turquoise domes, intricate mosaics, and towering minarets tell stories of a golden age. Walk through the Registan Square in Samarkand and you'll feel like you've stepped into a fairy tale. Further along, you cross into Kyrgyzstan, a land of endless mountains, glacial lakes, and nomadic traditions. Here, the road winds through the Tian Shan Mountains where yurts dot the green valleys and wild horses roam free. Ever wanted to sleep under the stars in a traditional yurt? This is the place to do it. Then comes Kazakhstan, where vast steppes stretch as far as the eye can see. The landscapes feel endless, and the sense of freedom is intoxicating. But the journey isn't over yet. Keep driving west, and you'll eventually reach Istanbul, where Asia meets Europe, and the Silk Road finally ends. By the time you finish this journey, you'll have followed in the footsteps of ancient traders, warriors, and explorers. This isn't just a road trip, it's a journey through the heart of history itself. The North Coast 500 Scotland. Now imagine this, you're driving through a land where misty mountains meet rugged cliffs, ancient castles stand guard over lochs, and winding roads lead to places so remote they feel untouched by time. Welcome to Scotland's North Coast 500, a 516-mile journey that takes you through some of the most dramatic landscapes in the world. Your adventure begins in Inverness, the gateway to the Scottish Highlands. But before you get too far, let's talk about the legend, Loch Ness. Do you dare stop and search for Nessie? Whether or not you spot the mythical beast, the eerie beauty of the loch is enough to send chills down your spine. As you head north, the roads twist and turn through the Bealach Naba, a mountain pass so steep and winding it feels like a roller coaster carved into the cliffs. But trust me, the view from the top, absolutely jaw-dropping. Rolling hills, shimmering lochs, and the vastness of the Atlantic stretching endlessly ahead. It's pure magic. Then comes Durness, a place where golden beaches meet dramatic sea caves and the wind carries whispers of Viking legends. Stop at Smoo Cave, a massive sea cavern carved by both water and time. And if you're lucky, you might spot a pod of dolphins playing in the surf. Further along, you'll pass John O'Groats, the northernmost point of mainland Britain. Standing here with nothing but the open sea before you, you can't help but feel like you've reached the edge of the world. By the time you return to Inverness, you'll realize this isn't just a road trip. It's a journey through wild, untamed beauty, ancient history, and the kind of landscapes that stay with you forever. The Pan-American Highway, America. Now imagine this. You're on the ultimate road trip, stretching from the frozen tundras of Alaska all the way down to the southernmost tip of Argentina. This is the Pan-American Highway, the longest road in the world, spanning nearly 19,000 miles across 2 continents, 14 countries, and some of the most diverse landscapes on Earth. If there's one journey that will change your life forever, this is it. Your adventure begins in Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, where endless icy roads cut through the Arctic wilderness. It's remote, wild, and the kind of place that reminds you just how small you are in this vast world. But as you move south, the landscapes transform. Snowy mountains give way to lush forests as you enter Canada and the United States, where iconic stops like Yellowstone, the Grand Canyon, and Route 66 pull you into the heart of North America. Crossing into Mexico, things get even more exciting. From the white sand beaches of Cancun to the ancient ruins of Chichen Itza, every mile unravels a new adventure. Then comes Central America, a land of tropical jungles, volcanoes, and colonial cities where time seems to slow down. And then, South America. This is where the road truly tests your soul. Picture yourself driving through the Atacama Desert in Chile, the driest place on Earth, or winding through the Andes Mountains, where the air is thin, but the views are infinite. And finally, after thousands of miles, you reach Ushuaia, Argentina, the end of the world. By the time you finish this journey, you won't just have crossed continents, you'll have crossed every version of yourself. This isn't just a road trip, it's the adventure of a lifetime. And there you have it, 8 epic road trips that will change your life forever. Which one is calling your name? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an adventure. This is Explore Edge, and I'll see you on the next journey.